It's B and Rick here live back on YouTube again this week. We're going to be talking about some pictures that I found the other week online. They look they were called a UFO over Italy. I'm not sure exactly. I'll search up and find out if I can find more about it while I'm talking to you guys. But they look kind of like a portal. If you've listened to our Mandela Effect things, we've mentioned Cern every once in a while. And Cern, a lot of people believe Cern is responsible for the Mandela Effect. We've caught a couple things. Well, we found a couple things that kind of interact with each other. So we're going to talk on that, and we're going to talk on these pictures that I have. So B's here now. Sorry, he was away for a second.
Yep. Hello, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. I see there's 5 people watching us right now. Welcome. So first, we're going to take a look at the first UFO over Italy, and there's the main picture of it. There's a portal. I'm waiting for it to show up on your live screen. There's a portal. Oh, well, they say it's a UFO. Hey, William. Hey, Eric. We're doing good, guys. Welcome to the chat. So you can see the portal or whatever it may be. They were calling it a UFO. To me, I mean, I have a closer up picture of this.
I mean, it's not an object.
Yeah.
At least not that we can see. It's light.
Yes, it looks like a space jellyfish.
That's
exactly what I said when I first saw it. A lot of the questions I have are also if you look up to the top, see if I can draw on my screen. I'm still getting used to this program a little.
You're talking about the lines of lights?
Yeah. I can't. It won't let me draw. There's lines of light up at the very top of the picture. Can you guys see what I'm talking about? It looks like a connection, like connect the dots, up on the top of the picture.
Isn't there another line of them too?
I don't know.
There was 2 the first time we looked.
I'll have to. This is the full picture. That's the video we were looking at.
Oh, the other video.
Yeah, that had. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to figure out what these lines of light are. They're. Welcome, Jennifer. They're. I don't know. It literally looks like a string's going through the sky right there.
Well, where was this picture taken? Do we know?
It's over Italy. I'm gonna get the exact location.
Were they in a vehicle? Were they in the house? Were they outside?
I haven't.
Is it a reflection on a window? I guess is what I'm getting to.
Oh, this is 2000. This is. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm just kind of going as I go.
Just going as we go.
Green UFO seen over Italy on April 3rd. So yeah, it was April that I found this. For the time being, we're not going to be discussing Fantastic Daily. I've reached out to him again to try to get to the bottom of this.
And mostly because if somebody really is going on his property
and messing with him, it's not right, and we don't condone that.
Yeah, we don't want to have any part of that. So until that's all figured out, whether it's true or not, we
don't know.
So we're gonna sit back and we're gonna kind of see where it takes us. But we are in contact with other people about black-eyed kids experiments, so that won't stop.
And I did again today. I did reach out to him to help, to see if we can help, because I know he has referred to us as trolls, and we're not. Again, we hope he's legitimate, and we hope everything with his family is safe and everything like that. That is, I issue no ill will towards this gentleman at all. So this UFO was caught April 3rd. It came from MUFON is where this came from.
8:40 p.m. Northern Italy. The object is
it was in the sky for 5 to 30 seconds. Or no, it was on a camera on a tripod outside.
All right, and I just want to, when I read stuff like the object is semi-transparent, which means it is cloaked, not it could be cloaked, or come on. It's light in the sky, and that means a cloaked UFO. That bothers me already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a UFO, but I'm gonna go into what this might be, because we're gonna connect this to Cern and earthquakes, and probably wrap it right back around to the Mandela effect, kinda.
Well, maybe,
but there's a slight explanation for what this could be. I'm gonna go to a more focused in picture.
Well, there's a couple explanations for what it could be.
All right, that
reminds me of that missile test we saw. Well, quote unquote missile test we saw a few years back. Remember, in the skies above Russia?
Yeah.
The spiraling light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This picture should be coming up. There. That's switched over. This is a closer view of it, zoomed in. You can see a point of light in the center, and then it jellyfishes out. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
I mean, this is...
I don't believe it's a cloaked UFO.
Yeah, I don't think it's a UFO.
And I do want to say something, man. Every time we do anything, everybody always goes back to UFOs.
Yeah.
UFOs causing it. And I can't look at UFOs and aliens and say they're causing everything.
Eric says it's definitely just some Project Heart type BS.
It very well could be.
Kumelin says, in a way, does look like a portal explosion. And that's kind of what I'm bringing up. A couple of years ago beforehand, and I can get a date on this as well. Funny, William thought of the Russia and the spiraling light.
Right, which is the first thing I thought of. And there's been lots of things like the Russia spiraling light since then.
And this one that I'm going to bring up was taken over Cern, which is in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Switzerland and France and...
Yeah, it could be a hyperbeam, something like that, too.
Hyperbeam. Well, I mean...
Beam me up, Scotty, which was never said.
Maybe it's a solar beam. Maybe Bulbasaur's around.
Yeah, maybe Bulbasaur's around. Get your Pokemon Go out, people. This one was taken over Cern. Do you remember when this was taken?
No, I don't.
The Matrix is failing. The Matrix is failing. Red pills or blue pills, people?
Actually...
Oh, here we go.
Well, no, that thing I saw yesterday, I was watching somebody talk about artificial intelligence and quantum computers.
Yeah.
And they were like, how can we keep the artificial intelligence busy? Well, how we could keep it busy is by programming simulation after simulation after simulation, basically a multiverse, to keep the artificial intelligence distracted in. What if we're just artificial intelligence distracted in a multiverse that was created for us, man? That's a weird thought. Just something I never would have thought of before.
From everything, Kumelin, from everything I've read about this, there was no jet around. I mean, it very well could be possibly a jet taking off, something of that nature. But I just don't know. We don't know. But this
one over Cern is almost identical.
Yeah, a different color. There's no centered point of... There's no center on this one like there is on the green one. I'll bring up a compare. I'll bring them both up at the same time.
Well, now, the interesting thing is, above Cern, we've been getting circular cloud formations and all kinds of other stuff as well.
These are both. It's going to come up now. Let it move on. We're lagging a little bit, so I'm sorry about that. But that's side-by-side comparison of the two videos. Well, pictures. Sorry. It's been a long day.
It's 86 degrees in the home right now, and we can't run the air conditioner while we're live. Otherwise, you guys can't hear us.
Yeah.
So if we're a little slow, it's just the heat, guys. We're sorry.
So what this is bringing me to, like the blue one or the white one was caught over Cern. This one was caught over Italy. I did some back research. There was an earthquake, a small earthquake in Italy around the time that this happened.
There's
not reportable enough, but a small one. But on the same day, there was a happening at Cern. I had it typed up when we were initially going to do this, and then
was it when they ramped back up?
They collided two particles that they hadn't done yet.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, a slight earthquake in Italy and green portal quotations around portal.
I don't know. Portal might be the closest thing we have to a real guess. But like I've said before, just with Cern colliding particles together and superposition and everything else, I mean, if those particles have a twin somewhere else, what if they're colliding together somewhere else? They're colliding together right there. We get an earthquake, and, you know.
William, are you talking about the bluish-white one that looks broken in the middle? Because I can tell.
You mean where the light breaks there?
Yeah, right in here.
Yeah, it's a different color light, and it does look like a terminating line.
It might be a new plane. Like it might be them testing a new plane. That's from Eric. That creates an effect like that. Possibly. I mean, most businesses, like companies like that, but maybe not with government agencies and whatnot, could hide it. There's planes that our government has that we have no clue about.
Well, we didn't know about the stealth bomber until
well
after it was already being used.
Yeah.
It was still just it was actually a UFO. People were getting pictures of it and stuff back in the day, and it was just one of ours. Just one of ours the whole time.
All right. So there's that. You know what? I'm going to open this up to roundtable. Ask us questions. Anything you might want to talk about. Not Fantastic Daily for now.
At least for a little while.
Yeah.
We got to see where it goes.
It very well could, Eric. It very well could be a plane or them using some new type of jet engine propulsion system.
Honestly, I think with these, HARP, like you said, HARP and Project Bluebeam might even be more likely than planes, though.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, if they're planes, it's a technology that we're not using anywhere else yet. I mean, at all. It's a propulsion technology we haven't seen yet.
All right, William says, not a plane or jet. I seen the bombers flying before they were opened up to the public, so that makes sense.
Right.
What's your opinion? Was it you that said they might be HARP? No, that was Eric. What are your opinions on what these might be, guys?
HARP and Project Bluebeam. I don't know if that's what it is, though. There's just not enough. See, I don't have enough information myself. I haven't done enough research on HARP and Project Bluebeam. I've skimmed them. I've seen little proofs. I've seen debunks. I've seen a little bit of everything. I do believe they're real things. I've seen government papers that seem to attest to the fact that they're really doing something, but I don't know if they're doing what we all think they're doing. They could be, though.
Kumelin's new to this whole UFO thing. Honestly, on the way over this morning, because when we left the house, it was almost 2 o'clock in the morning.
Weird schedules.
Yeah, because the girlfriend works weird schedules. It may be a natural phenomenon.
But why haven't we seen it until recently?
Yeah, this has been since that super collider kicked up.
Well, we've been seeing them more since then, but I mean, the one in Russia was the first thing that looked anything like the rest of these that I've seen. And if you watch a missile test go wrong, it doesn't look like the thing in Russia that they said was a missile test.
Jennifer, are you having a problem with our feed? Like, it might be our internet. Let me turn some stuff off here.
And maybe the heat's just killing everything, man.
Anyways, when I was on when I was on my way over this morning, I saw a flashlight outside the window. I'm not saying it was a UFO. I'm not saying it was anything. I just saw a flashlight out the window. It very well, Eric, could be just an after effect of them colliding particles. That is highly possible, and if it's happening in more than one place at a time, space jellyfish. Okay, hashtag this is a space jellyfish.
I'd be happy to call it a space jellyfish, because for all I know, it's a microscopic image of something anyway.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know what it is.
This could be...
It might not even be what we're told that it is, a light in the sky. It might be someplace completely different. Because you can't believe anything you see or read or hear anymore.
Yeah.
You gotta do your own research. You've gotta tear everything apart. Because the whole world is just false anymore. So, space jellyfish.
Hashtag space jellyfish.
Alright.
Alright. We have dubbed it the space jellyfish.
Well, we haven't dubbed it.
Well, Kumelin dubbed it the space jellyfish. Well done. We're going to open this up to you guys now. Questions, anything that you want to discuss.
Have you guys seen any more of these, or maybe the big circular clouds that have opened over Cern?
Yeah.
And any of the other weird phenomenon that's been going on that you want to talk about? I do think that Cern ramping up seems to coincide with a lot of the natural disasters we've been seeing.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know. It might not mean anything. We might just be putting pieces together where they don't belong.
Yeah, then we just matrixing, so to speak, when we're looking at paranormal stuff. But there again, if they're colliding particles that aren't supposed to be collided and they have twins in another area, it can very well cause issues like this.
They're talking about superposition and oh god, I can't think of all the terms right now. Anyway, they talk about objects being in the same place or in separate places but doing the same exact things no matter how far apart they are. So what if these two particles are, like I said, just colliding out in the open or in the ground, and that's why we're seeing earthquakes and weird weather patterns, and we don't know what that would do. We don't even know what it's doing in the enclosed area of Cern, let alone what it'd be doing if it wasn't enclosed and controlled.
Yeah. I did notice, like, a couple weeks ago, I was looking into some cryptids to look up to talk about, and I noticed that Nessie hadn't been noticed in a year.
Yeah.
Well, there was a spotting recently, I believe, over there.
I haven't seen a new Nessie sighting.
Yeah, it just came out of nowhere. I was trolling a website and came across Nessie spotted first time in a year, and I was like, sweet.
Of course, then again, Nessie could be anything, too.
Sweet. Portal to hell? Who's packing the lunch?
I mean, with everything else going on in the world, who knows? It very well could be a portal to hell. That could be exactly what Cern's trying. That's what I think Cern is doing.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it on purpose.
But have you watched their video of their...
Well, I mean, I think they know they're doing it, but I don't think they started off doing it on purpose. Should I, Oh,
wow. Okay. Kumelin, I wonder if it could be like a small meteor carrying some weird chemicals, and when it contacted our atmosphere, created color kind of like magnesium and fire turns green or something very well.
Maybe we're just seeing a visual sonic boom.
Yeah. And William says it appears like a torch being fired up from the ring of gas to the line chasing gases. Released, if it's video, they could stop it at any point. The only thing I have from this is time-lapse photography pictures. The camera was on a delay.
Yeah, so we don't have a video, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a video of this.
I wish we did, because if we could see it form, maybe there'd be some more
a little
clues.
more expensive evidence to see what it does. So I'm gonna start looking up, see if there's videos of these. When I did start looking up portals in space, is when I came up with the thing falling from the sky in Arizona.
Because no one learned anything from the Doom games, right? Portals to hell are never a good idea. I mean, last time I opened one, all hell broke loose.
I just watched that episode of Supernatural too. The season finale, season 2.
You're just... Rick, for any of you that watch Supernatural, Rick's finally up to the end of season 2.
I'm not sure what the angle is on these, Jennifer. They are kind of the same angle, and it very well could be something firing up, because if you look at both of them, they spread out as they're coming up from the circle of gases.
Well,
or
that's
whatever
the way
it may
we're
be.
seeing it too, or they could be coming down, and we could be seeing some sort of explosion.
Yeah, a sonic boom, as you said earlier, a visual.
Well, something like a sonic boom. Maybe there's a light boom. Maybe if something goes past the speed of light,
that's highly possible.
we get a light boom, just like we get a sonic boom when something surpasses the speed of sound.
Yeah,
these are things
logical
that we can't test, but we can theorize on. I wish we could test them.
R. Williams says, I've heard that Cern is built on a specific power point on the Earth where they believe the gates of hell and the rituals that they're doing are to summon entities. Seriously, wouldn't doubt it. Have you watched?
Yeah, anybody that hasn't watched the CERN opening ceremonies,
you need to
go watch that.
It is crazy.
I'm as somebody that studied the occult for 24 years now, I can tell you that it's not even just symbolism. There's no symbolism there. They're straight up dressed as demons and
it's crazy.
But I can tell you that it is a ritual, and there are a lot of little pieces of other occult rituals that I've studied thrown in. Now that alone is enough to think something's going on there. But not only that, there's so much other evidence. The statue of Shiva in the courtyard, the mock sacrifice, the fact that they're built on an ancient temple to Apollyon, which, you know, he's going to give us the keys to the abyss according to mythology, right?
Yeah.
And isn't that what they're looking for?
Eric just put hashtag Demon Invasion 2017.
Space Jellyfish and Demon Invasion. We got 2 new hashtags today. I like it.
Williams watching Ernest Scared Stupid, and he opened a portal to the trolls. Okay, Brandon, Kumelin wants us to explain what CERN is.
CERN is the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider. It is a 17-mile underground tunnel where they're speeding particles up to near the speed of light. By some reports, they've actually figured out how to surpass the speed of light with their newest, what they put on there, supercharger they called it.
Yeah.
And then they're colliding them together to try and recreate the Big Bang. They're trying to figure out how to control reality. I mean, that's not even a conspiracy. That's what they're trying to do. It's stated in their mission.
Kumelin just said, so that's what it's called. Okay, I've heard about that facility. Quick question while we're on this topic. Who created the internet? Does anybody know? Or what you remember created the internet?
Just off of memory.
Yeah, don't look it up. Don't cheat.
We know the answer. We don't need you to look it up.
Yeah, that super collider's been open for a while, Eric.
It's been around for a little while.
The United States was working on one for a while out in Texas.
Well, no, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, but like the one bigger than CERN.
The one, well, no, it's not bigger than. It was
more powerful,
bigger than at the time, but CERN didn't exist at the time, and then it went down. That's also one of the places where a lot of people think that Project Bluebeam and HARP might be operating.
But those tunnels are all abandoned now. Well, from what we know,
they're abandoned. Nobody's allowed down there.
Any answer on who created the internet? It might have been that one that you were thinking of, Eric. It was out in Texas. There's a huge underground tunnel system out there now.
Yeah, there is. Okay. No, Jennifer, I heard that it started with an intranet. It was a government program that was leaked. I could be wrong. See, I used to think something like that too. I actually remember the U.S. military had created it just to make communications faster during times of war.
I mean, I always joked around that Al Gore created the internet.
Which a lot of people joke around.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. Al Gore created the internet.
But for those of you that didn't know what CERN was, CERN's been around since the 50s now. I've never heard of them until they were building the collider, and they apparently invented the internet as well. So CERN's in every facet of your lives.
R. William kind of goes along with the Vatican owning the world's largest and most powerful telescope named Lucifer.
Yeah, isn't it odd, R. William, how the Vatican seems to name things after demons and the serpents? And have you ever seen the new headquarters?
No.
It looks like a snake's head.
Oh.
And it looks like you're inside a snake's head too when you're in it. It's gone a little. Things have not gone the way they should be going.
Things are a little backwards, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah,
snakehead. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I mean, I look into everything all the time to the point where all these theories are starting to really drive me insane.
Eric Weimer, great. Make the internet, make a super collider, open a portal to hell. Seems like a great place to work.
Right.
And Kumelin just confirmed the Illuminati.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, no, I do believe in the New World Order, Illuminati, whatever you want to call them.
I'm sorry, wrestling thing.
I think all the different names we have for all these secret organizations are
like the U.S. government.
They're all the same organization. And whether you believe in the Illuminati or not, you know, the one world government, they're on TV saying we need a one world government. You know, so that's no longer a conspiracy. You know, when they're on TV asking for it.
All right, so we've covered space jellyfish. We've covered hashtag Demon Invasion 2017. Where are we going from here?
Demon Invasion and space jellyfish is, I mean, that's pretty good. Who's going to help us develop weapons for the demons?
The space jellyfish.
But what if the space jellyfish are working for the demons, Rick?
Okay, let's not get into that. Has anybody seen any... I'm trying to think of ways to get you guys involved here, try to bring up things you guys want to talk about.
Well, we can still talk about black-eyed kids.
I mean, we can talk about black-eyed kids, but we haven't done any experiments since the last time we ran the live episode.
I've been looking for research, and sightings are down.
Eric, we're all screwed anyways.
We are all screwed anyways. Well, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
We can see that we're all screwed.
None of us get out alive. So, how many of you have actually went back and listened to the very first video we posted on black-eyed kids? I know I've been real busy last week. I just started a new job. I've been cooking my butt off.
And I have not been.
So I haven't had a chance to re-record it because I know the audio is really bad. We had a bad mic at that point. What's your guys' opinions on that? What I may have experienced? Because we have Kumelin that watched it, Jennifer, Eric, R. William. Hey, Bada Boom's on.
Most of them have watched it then. That's the thing. Even though we're calling that an experience, even hear us saying that may be an experience. You know, because
Kate watched it. Kate's here. Hi, just Kate.
Until you can. Wow, you just made me lose my train of
thought. I'm sorry.
So you filled the empty air.
Okay. Well, Bada Boom just commented, said, caught the first part of a vid from Truth Seeker's channel this morning. She had a theory about chemtrails containing barium reacting with solar UV and creating antiprotons acting like thermite, which goes back to the...
That very well could be.
And much like Kumelin was saying about the chemicals in this, whatever it is, causing a reaction to our atmosphere.
Or maybe we're seeing something completely different. Have people heard about Operation Solar Shield and then seen China just unveiled the world's first synthetic sun?
Just Kate thinks my thing was sleep paralysis.
It could have been.
And Eric Weimer says, I think it's entirely possible that it was a real thing and they just tricked you into thinking it was a dream.
Now, I do want to talk about sleep paralysis, though, because that's something I experienced.
Oh, Brandon's gonna. That was a question.
Okay.
Kate was a sleep paralysis question. So, what you, in general on sleep paralysis, Kate, or do you have a specific question?
Because I've had sleep paralysis a lot. I just had sleep paralysis again, 2 nights ago?
Yeah, believe me, I heard him.
Yeah.
Kumelon's like, what China did? What China did? That the heck? Us Asians are superior. No, William, no, R. William. I do not remember them walking in. Literally, in what seemed to as a dream to me, I looked up from the video game I was playing, and they were standing in my bedroom doorway.
But you were playing a video game.
I was,
and you were moving.
Yes.
Sleep paralysis, and take it from somebody that has sleep paralysis, doesn't work like that. You wake up in your bed, and your eyes open, and that's all that moves. And then because you're still asleep, even though your eyes are open, your brain tells you that you should be dreaming, and the DMT starts kicking in, and you basically start tripping.
See, Kate,
while you can't move.
Yeah. See, Kate, I remember. I swear it was a dream.
Right.
I swear that I was asleep, but
and it could have been a dream, but not sleep paralysis because it doesn't match the description. That's what I'm saying.
R. William, the only thing they said is when they looked up, they said, "Stop looking at us, not for us. Stop looking at us." And then it was done. It was 3:27 in the morning. I shot out of my bed and was scared. Kumelon says it's aliens.
I don't know, man. I don't...
Kumelon, I am going to throw something really hard from the boondocks of Pennsylvania if you say it was aliens. They were wearing dark jeans and dark hoodies. One was a zip-up hoodie, one was a pullover. They both had the hoods up over their head.
Yeah, aliens don't generally wear a hoodie, but...
They could have gone to Hot Topic.
Well, with some of the other evidence I want to show, I mean, the alien theory, I can't even get on board with it anymore.
Yeah, I've never been on board with the alien theory.
I'm not saying that if space is out there and planets are out there and everything else is out there that there aren't aliens, but
Oldie, it's like I said, it was a dream. I still, even a year later, I still feel it was a dream. But it sounded like it was spoken, but I didn't see any lip movement. It was just it was stop looking at us, and then they looked up, eyes completely jet black. I came up. 3:27. That time's etched in my head.
But like I said, I mean, I want to get back to sleep paralysis. Like, I experienced it just 2 nights ago. I woke up, and there was somebody in my face with a butterfly knife flicking it as fast as they could to where all I saw was a blur, like 2 inches away from my face, and I'm just laying there, couldn't move, going, honey, because you can barely talk, you can't move. So I'm just kind of croaking, honey, trying to wake her up, and then, of course, I realized it was sleep paralysis. I knew what was going on. Yeah. Because I've had it before, and I've had it actually quite often throughout my life.
Jennifer Thompson said, I had dreams of demons. BEK are no different. In my experience, is that after the dreams, they start manifesting. Okay, raise a hand. Who wants to hear my theory on black-eyed kids? Well, we're live. I said it on the radio show that we were on this past Saturday that you guys couldn't hear.
I don't see anyone's hands up.
Yeah, no hands. Somebody raise a hand. Anybody?
I'm raising mine.
Now, and this is Rick's theory. My theory's a little different.
Hold on.
They're just theories.
Kumelon said, okay, so I've had a dream where it felt so real but so fake, and I was lying in bed and couldn't move, and there was a kid next to the side of my bed. He was pale gray or whitish and glowing white eyes.
Now,
I've heard something about white-eyed children, but only a very...
But I want most people to understand, from somebody that experiences it, if you wake up and you can't move, it's almost always sleep paralysis. But...
Hey, we got hands up.
But nice. But
and a muscle.
I do want to also say that I'm not convinced sleep paralysis is just your brain firing DMT either. And what is DMT? See, there's too many arguments to go into there.
Kate, the radio show went really well. We were on there for an hour and a half. Unfortunately, we didn't have a way to record it because
the studio is ancient.
Yeah, the studio is very, very ancient. Maybe there's a way we can get some form of it, but
we could ask Paul.
Yeah, I'll email the dude and see if there's anything that he had that they may record it while they're there.
Yeah, because that was Rick's first time on the show. That was my second time on the show, so I'd like to get that too. The other time.
We were gonna try to live stream it, but they didn't have Skype in studio, so we're gonna try to figure this out next time because we'll be on the show again.
Yeah, we'll probably be on the show, well, as often as he wants us, and he seems to want us to be on fairly often.
All right, I'm trying to catch up. Jennifer Thompson says, can't move anything but your eyeballs. Kumela says, what, this is a real thing? I was like 13, it was so scary. I can draw what I saw. It felt like a dream, but felt real, so I can't tell.
Right, and that's what sleep paralysis is. And like I said, I'm an experiencer, but that's DMT in your brain giving you those hallucinations. Yeah. Now, DMT is being studied by serious scientists on the fringe who think that you're not actually hallucinating, though, and that you might just be seeing what you can't normally see.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there's several different ways to go. You can call it sleep paralysis and just be done with it. But you can go even further than that because there is scientific theory supporting that it could be more than that. But we just don't know.
All right, Bada Boom said sleep paralysis sucks arse.
Yes.
For me, it's like voices screaming at me and me trying to scream back. When I come out of it, my throat feels like I swallowed knives.
Doesn't it feel awful? And you're always so hoarse right afterwards. Yeah, and that's what I meant when I was trying to yell for her. My voice was hoarse because I couldn't. It's awful.
Eric Weimer says your body paralyzes itself, so you don't hurt yourself in your sleep. It's when you wake up partially and your body doesn't realize it, so you are lying there paralyzed.
Correct.
Mixed with the DMT, your body is still releasing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what sleep paralysis is. There's no better definition. I think that's pretty
And
much.
Jennifer Thompson said that's exactly how it feels. Yeah. Okay, so we got a muscle arm and a bunch of hands raising, so we're going to go into what my theory, and remember, this is my personal theory on what BEK are. It can be kind of far-fetched out there a bit, but let me go into the little backstory. Last year, just after my experience, dream, what have you, my mother was diagnosed with cancer. My mother passed away this past December. Less than 8 months after the diagnosis. They had given us a minimum of 14. From other stories that we have gotten from people, and other stuff I've researched about black-eyed kids, death comes. We have a story that I believe Brandon's going to start reading some of these stories out on videos when I'm not around. I believe
if they want me.
Yeah,
to, I can narrate some stories.
But from some of the stories we have gotten personally from fans like you guys, is that death has come to somebody surrounding the person the experience happened to, not necessarily the person that it did happen to, but someone. And cancer is...
Yeah, a lot of times cancer does get... That word is involved.
It is. With a bunch of other researching and going through other stories, I have found multiple occasions where cancer or death happened.
Now... And I personally think he might be on the right track, but I don't know if they're harbingers per se, or if it's just the fact that they came that's causing something to happen.
My theory on this is, Eric says he wants you to read stories, but it comes to the people that send them. If we'll email back and see if they're okay with us reading their stories. I believe most of them said that they're fine with us sharing their stories.
Right.
And that goes with any of you. If you have any stories about anything you want to send us, feel free to. You know our email, but blindbrik@gmail.com.
And when it comes to the stories, we're not going to be sitting here doing a big investigation. We're just going to share your stories for you.
Yep.
Okay,
back to my theory, though.
Okay.
My theory is, and it's either... They're
Harbingers.
I'm really bad at words sometimes. Harbingers of death. Whether it's demonic or angelic... The eyes, and if you've ever heard anyone explain these eyes, that it's not like they're a glossy, shiny eye that you can see a reflection in. Black-eyed kids' eyes, at least from this dream I had, and other people that have said this, it's just darkness. There's just nothing there at all.
Just like a demon.
Just like a demon. But you need to talk to your grandmother if she kicks through that surgery and everything and comes through all right. About because the angel of death.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I could tell them that quick. It's a 5-minute story with me telling it.
To see about the eyes.
Right.
Because that's something...
I doubt she can see the eyes.
You never know.
I know.
But my theory is they're harvesters of souls is the best way to put it.
And that could be.
And I think what they do is they harvest a soul from a yes, they are voids. It is complete. That is the best way to put it, Jennifer. It's completely void of anything.
And I mean, I have seen demon eyes, and not during sleep paralysis. I've unfortunately seen them when I know I was wide awake. And other people have seen them too around me. So I know, unfortunately, I really have seen them. And the eyes are black, 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 black. There's no depth. There's no soul. There's no intelligence. There's nothing. It's just a void. Yeah. So void is the best way to describe.
Yeah. Bada boom. I more feel like they're a reaper of some sort. He said banshees or reapers. I believe they're a reaper, but I don't necessarily think they're a devil's reaper or an angel reaper. I think they are just an entity to bring a soul to judgment. That really, if we have a soul and there's a heaven and a hell, the black-eyed kids bring that soul to judgment, takes them away from the pain, because from the time, my mom wasn't the same from the time I had that experience till she was gone. She was never the same. And this was pre-cancer diagnosis.
Yeah. I don't know. And like I said, that's just as good a possibility as any other possibility we have. It's just so hard. We need more information.
We need more information. We need more evidence. That's why I'm pushing for any evidence we can get. I want to get to the bottom of this. I don't want to catch them. I don't want to poke them with a stick or anything.
I do.
Yeah. But I just want to know. It's really what it comes down to. I want to know if I had an actual experience. I want to know what they are and why they're here. That's what it is.
It's simple. I mean, yeah.
Eric Weimer says, this death comes thing reminded me of something that happened to my friends and when we were younger. Is your guys' email in the description so I can share that with you? Eric, yes, it's the same one. You can get us on Skype, so it's blindbrik@gmail.com.
Right.
We always respond. We read every email we get. We obviously read every comment we get. We respond to every email.
Eventually. Sometimes quick, sometimes slow.
Just like with me, I work and I live out in the boondocks.
And me, I'm just, quite honestly, guys, just some days I had back surgery last year, you guys all know that, and I need neck surgery this year. My body's not in good shape, and sometimes, if I read something negative, it doesn't bother me a bit. I'm more than happy to respond to it. But if I read something negative, and I'm having a real bad pain day, I'm like, I do not even feel like trying to be logical and talking to this person right now.
So if you do comment and we don't respond right away, it's one because I'm not here and Brandon's in pain, so he doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be an asshole.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's not me being lazy. I can turn into a real asshole real quick. And if anybody that knows me, if they've ever argued with me, you guys will know that in person, nobody can win an argument with me because I'll talk you in circles until you don't know which way is up and I win.
What the problem with Brandon and I is I'm always in circles anyway, so the arguments just go on and on and on.
But if I'm reading something in a comment, I got to be concise about it. And because I can't be concise because I'm pissed off, I'm going to be mean.
Eric, you're welcome for giving me the email. Like I said, anybody else, if you have anything to share with us, if you run across something weird on the internet that you're not sure what it is, we'll look at it.
Oh, absolutely. And more stuff that you guys have looked at, more stories you guys have looked at where you're like, is this real?
Yeah.
We might not be able to tell you.
Well, William,
you can take our opinion for it, send it to us. We'll do actual research and testing on it.
William, got a question for you. If you have a story you want to share, our Skype is up. We can call. I can patch your audio through to the feed, and you can be live if you want to talk.
But you're putting him on the spot too. So
he just said, "I have a story for you guys." Freaked me out, and the other guy's there. So
okay.
Yeah, we would love to hear all of your stories.
And that's my fiance Danielle. You guys don't hear her talk much because she's quiet.
I'm not a good talker.
That was random. Okay, well done. So yeah, if either that or you can email it, or I mean, you can type it in chat for everybody to read it. But if you're feeling that you want to tell your story and you're open to tell it now, if you're able to, I can patch it through on Skype.
If you're feeling froggy, jump, boy.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just picking on you.
Oh, Jennifer, I fall down the deep dark hole on YouTube all the time and just randomly.
My favorite thing is to actually let a weird video play and then just put the controller down, because I watch it on my TV. Put the controller down and see where YouTube takes me. Because you get to the darkest, weirdest side of YouTube quick.
Bada Boom did say I can sympathize with the pain making you intolerable to talk or be around. Sometimes that's fine, William. You can either type it here, send it to us in an email so we can go over it and figure something out from there. That's all on you. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, we're open to anything. We kind of just like talking to you guys. We went live today because we haven't been live and we wanted to talk.
The fact that we're getting the response on the live videos and having you guys here makes it so much better. We did, like I said last time, we did a few live videos beforehand.
Our live podcast.
Our live podcast was pretty good when we were doing that.
That was when we were actually on a podcast site.
The YouTube live thing. Let's get clear. We're a couple of guys. There's nothing special about us, for the most part. Average people. We investigate paranormal stuff. We have a severe interest in paranormal, all things paranormal, all-encompassing.
But we also, for the most part, we do have that skill a lot of investigators are missing, where we can stop looking for confirmation bias and step outside and look at something objectively.
And we want everything, like when we do this stuff, we want it to be transparent. That's why I was going to post all the video from the experiment, because I wanted unedited.
Knew the experiment was screwed up. We knew the signal wasn't the same one he used. We knew the camera was screwed up, but we said we were going to be transparent, so we were transparent.
And that's why the next plan is probably doing it here and live streaming it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the next logical step.
We just can't make anyone around us angry. We can't play the signal as loud as we'd like to because of where I'm at.
And I think we'd have to play it out the back door.
Oh, definitely.
Kumelin says, I have stories about having dreams of things that happen in the future. It's really creepy. It's happened 3 times. You're not going to believe this. About a month, this sounds really bad, but about a month before Columbine happened, I was home. We'll just go there. I was a teenager at the time, and I was home for an extended period of time. Very extended period of time. Like a year's long of time. And I had a dream about a month before that happened. And I was in the eyes of one of the shooters. And I remember it vividly. And then I was sitting on a computer and my mom called me out of the computer room running on a 36K modem. You are welcome for that. I missed that dial-up sound.
Oh, man. Remember when we got 50?
Oh, 50.
Good times.
But she called me out, and I looked at the screen the TV when they were going over it, and my jaw dropped. I was floored because that's. William Brandsetter said, "My phone is a piece. I trained with a Taoist monk, and I watched and was part of an exorcism."
Now that I would like to hear more about, because personally, I've been trying to find somebody to train me in exorcism. And there's lots of reasons for that. It's something I think I'd be good at because of my experiences. Demons don't scare me anymore, which I think would be a good reason to be an exorcist. But yeah, I'd love to hear about that. And the Tao monk, that'd be super interesting. I'd like to hear some of the Taoist beliefs.
Kumelin wants to learn more about demonology.
That I can help a lot of people with that. I know more about demons than is probably healthy for a person to know. It was my main avenue of research since I started when I was about 12, researching it, and I mean, going real deep into the occult, everything I could find, and we could go there at some point. We definitely could go there.
I mean, but between the two of us, we could probably fill up 24 hours worth of stories, if not more.
Yeah,
well,
just
talking about things that have happened to us, things we've experienced together, things we've experienced separately. We've done one other video of our personal experiences.
Yeah, we did the
well back beforehand,
where we talked about finding that nest and a few other things. We found Bigfoot's nest.
R. Williams says, so in knowing a lot about demons, do you believe that the name of Christ can be a weapon to use against them? Just curious.
Honestly, and a lot of people aren't going to like this answer, it depends on the demon. People assume that all demons are God's fallen angels, and some of them are, but I know for a fact that not all of them are, and depending on what culture that particular demon comes from, the name of Christ doesn't do anything. But it's not the name of Christ, and I do want to specify, it's not the name of Christ that has the power to begin with. It's your belief in Christ's power that has the power. It's all about will. So even if the name of Christ doesn't work, your faith can.
Eric Weimer says, Bigfoot's Nest, that on your channel. I haven't seen that one yet.
That was.
We
don't know if it was Bigfoot's Nest.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Bigfoot's Nest.
Let's talk about. We can tell you real quick what happened.
Okay.
All right, we weren't out researching anything. First off,
we were just wandering around.
We went up to a graveyard that we go up to a lot. It's supposed to be haunted, but then we were like, let's go see what's out in the woods.
Yeah.
I had my metal detector. We knew there was an old town out there somewhere. We were trying to find it. And we went through a lot of woods, then a field, and in the middle of the field there were 3 big pine trees. And we went there because it was the only shade and it was hot out. And we stopped in there, and it looked like something had pulled all the branches down from probably 6 to 8 feet up, and just arranged them in a nest. And the nest was filled with scat that we didn't recognize.
Yeah.
And considering our time in the woods and where we're from, the fact that we didn't recognize the scat blew our minds a little. And the nest was massive. We both could have laid down in it.
Yeah, it was huge. We did discover that a metal detector in the air with no metal around couldn't go off.
Yeah. While we were at the graveyard that day, we were getting hits in the middle of the air. We were kind of testing to see if we could get, like an EMF detector would go off. We don't know what was actually causing it. There's also a lot of coal mines in the area and stuff. So there could have just been
particles.
Yeah, particles, stuff.
But it was real interesting. Totoro's nest.
And we're idiots, and we weren't out there researching, first off. The second, we didn't have anything.
We found the footprints, too.
We did. And this is what made us think it was Bigfoot. We were walking after that, so we were there for a little while. Then we walked farther out into that field, and we came to like a marshy area, real swampy.
Yeah.
And we found it was just one that we could call a footprint.
Yeah.
There were other spots that might have been footprints, but there was one single footprint that did look like a large barefoot man. It wasn't as big as other big footprints I've seen, but it did look like a large barefoot man, and
unfortunately,
guys, we were miles and miles away from anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was 5+ years ago.
Yeah.
And we've gone through multiple phones since then, so we no longer have the pictures that we took of it.
Right.
Which sucks, because I wish we could share them. But the funny part about that story is we went back a week later or so, and that nest was gone.
The nest was gone. So it was definitely an animal's nest. It was definitely something intelligent enough to smell us there and get rid of it.
R. William has a question. He says, what is the best piece of evidence that you've seen or have been through that you would present to skeptics to get them to changing their minds?
On what subject?
Yeah, what subject in particular? Ghost, Bigfoot, Waldo.
Yeah, anything. I mean, because there's lots of pieces of evidence and you can pick a theory that I don't even believe in. I can show you a piece of evidence that might sway you. So it really does depend on the evidence.
A lot of the stuff we've been going over on the channel lately, well, since we started it's been nonsensical evidence that stuff can be proven fake or proven.
We've spent so much time trying to show people to use logic and reasoning to debunk evidence instead of taking it at face value that we haven't been spending enough going out and getting our own evidence.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. William said, I guess anything really, just the most convincing piece of evidence. The fairy lights?
Evidence. Okay, the fairy lights, but I can talk about a video that once again I can't produce.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. Jennifer,
because we're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah. Jennifer said, usually nothing will change their minds until they experience that. That's a very valid point.
And that's exactly what I was going to get to. With the demon thing, a lot of people, and a lot of you listening probably don't even believe in demons. My ex-wife, I told her the story about the demon many times, and I was like, no, you don't understand. I didn't just see it once. It wasn't sleep paralysis. I've talked to it. We've had conversations. She never believed a word of it. And then one day, I was sitting at work, and I got a phone call from her, and she was freaking out, and above her you could hear noise. We lived in an old coal mining house. There's a little attic upstairs that I kept locked, because I keep all my closet doors locked. And anyway, she said that something was trying to get out of the closet, and I was like, yeah, probably a raccoon. We live out in the middle of nowhere. And then she said, no, you don't understand. It was pushing from the top. I could see its hand. And while she was talking to me, we heard boom, the closet door slammed open, and then the phone dropped, and she was at my job a lot quicker than she should have been for the speed limit. So, like her with demons, there was no evidence to her that I was telling her the truth at all. I was her husband, she trusted me. She didn't believe me at all until she'd experienced it herself. And I think that's how a lot of it goes. Like with the Mandela effect. Recently, I've seen pictures online. I remember the Statue of Liberty being on Ellis Island. Now, people can call me crazy. People can tell me that it's always been on Liberty Island. I understand that it always has been. But I can also produce pictures of people standing next to the big empty circle on Ellis Island from years ago saying that they're posing next to the statue.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you look at as evidence.
R. Williams says, my ex-wife is a demon. Kumelin says, I have no ex-wife. Bada Boom does have a question for you.
Okay.
How about one story of a Ouija board that included demonic contact that you have?
That I have?
Yes.
With a Ouija board?
Yes.
Never had demonic contact through a Ouija board. Not that I know of, at least. I've never had problems with Ouija. I mean, we've used Ouija boards. We've had Ouija boards move. I've had intense feelings of sadness come over me when I'm using a Ouija board. I've had a lot of that stuff happen, but just nothing there with it. Nothing demonic ever. Yeah. But you see, I think a lot of that's intent too. And you guys got to understand that even science will tell you, if you look up quantum physics and stuff, it'll tell you that your intent, it's your reality.
Yeah.
So I go into those things with zero intent of allowing demons in. None. I don't want demons around. I don't think they're cool. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I've never had a problem with it on a Ouija board.
Eric's is emailing us his story right here in a few minutes, so we'll be able to go over that. The weirdest thing I had with a Ouija board was when I was about 15. A friend of mine and I were messing with it in our house, in my house, and it was roughly 9 o'clock at night. My mother was just about to come home from work, so we had lights on because it was dark.
Yeah.
And one by one, there was no power surge. Nobody else's lights went out. one by one, like the kitchen light went off, then the living room light went off, then the ceiling fan went off, and then the TV turned off, and the answering machine turned off, and then the bathroom light turned off. In the reverse order, they all came back on. And then candles blew out. So that's the weirdest thing I've had with a Ouija board. We did have one move the other week, which was really cool.
And I want to talk about Ouija boards for a second. I think that there was a time when they were far more effective. And I think that they're not as effective as people think anymore because of the simple fact that if there is something on the other side trying to communicate with us, they know full well that we have the technology to make that communication easier than a board with a planchette on it. And I think that, when we run a spirit box or something, we're more likely to get an EVP than we are to get a Ouija board to move.
When we were doing the Ouija board the other week, we had an EVP session running as well. I still haven't gone over that audio.
And that Ouija board had blood on it.
Yeah. Kumelin, the fact of doing a Ouija board by yourself is that.
I've tried it myself a ton of times, and it never worked for me by myself.
When you do a Ouija board by yourself, at least you know you're not moving it. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but other people watching it can be skeptical.
Right.
So I mean, if you're doing it by yourself and it moves and you're definitely not the one moving it, then kudos to you.
And there's something we'll still use for ourselves as part of research, but we'll never present a Ouija board as evidence for anything.
Yeah.
Because there's too many reasons it can be disproved.
And if we do record a Ouija board session, like a camera over the Ouija board, we'll also have audio running.
Yeah, we'll be
and there'll be multiple other avenues of an investigation while using Ouija.
And I mean, when it comes right down to it, we didn't actually use a Ouija board.
No,
I made a talking board
out of a pizza.
Yeah, out of a pizza box.
You ever get one of the Walmart take and bake pizzas and it has that round cardboard underneath it? We used that.
Yeah, we forgot the Ouija board. I wrote everything on there. We used a shot glass, and quite honestly, I pricked my finger and I put my blood at the points just to see if that would make it any more effective, because I'd never done that. That might have been stupid, and yes, I'll hear that was stupid. But I did it anyway.
And the scientific process about Ouija and how it happens, if I recall correctly, it's about you're mentally unaware that you're moving the board, the planchette.
They're micro muscle movements, slowly moving the planchette.
Kumelin said our Ouija board was ghetto.
Yeah, well, it was very ghetto, but it worked.
It worked. I mean,
I haven't seen a Ouija board planchette move in a long, long time.
We also used the Toxic Avenger shot glass, if that helps.
Toxic Avenger shot glass, homemade Ouija board with some blood on it. You can't get any better, guys.
I'm pretty sure there was some pepperoni still on there.
There might have been, but that was on the other side.
Yeah.
I flipped it.
Jennifer made one the other day, but she's too chicken to use it. If you're scared to use it, don't use it, because you can open yourself up to bad things, even if it doesn't.
And that goes back to intent.
Yes, it's all about intent.
If fear is part of your intent, you leave things open.
Yeah. Kumelin said you summoned the ghost of a past pizza delivery guy. Man, I wish pizza delivered out where I live.
Yeah, he lives out in the middle of
nowhere.
That was a nicer way to put it than I was going
to say. I live in BFE.
Yeah. Yeah, you live somewhere. Nice and quiet when you try to sleep.
Yeah.
As long as there's not a Black-Eyed Kids sound going in the background.
We didn't hear it.
Well, I could, but I was not very far away from it.
No, we were upstairs.
Yeah. I slept, 15 feet away, 20 feet
Something
away?
Something like that. So yeah, I mean, if you're afraid of, if you're scared of using Ouija, don't touch it. It's intent. It opens yourself up to whatever could be out there, and you don't know what's out there. You don't know what's going to hurt you, what won't hurt you.
And I mean, we've done a lot of stupid things, and that's the other thing. If you guys trust us enough to listen to us, then trust us enough to do the stupid things. And then if we do the stupid things and we're like, there was no harm in that, then whatever. But yeah, let someone else do the stupid stuff. That's what we used to do. Now we're doing it.
We're not professionals by any way, shape, or form. Let's make that clear.
Well, what do you consider I'm a professional, though?
I'm a professional cook.
But I mean, what do you consider a professional paranormal investigator?
There's no professional paranormal investigator. But you guys get what I mean by saying we're not professionals.
Right.
We're amateurs.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, between us, we have 40 years of experience, but we are amateurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do it because we want to know the truth. And that's why doing these live chats and these live streams like this, it opens us up to very much transparency. That's a big word with me right now, transparency. I don't want anything hidden from anybody that we do.
No, and you guys obviously understand that, and you see what hiding stuff from people can do to you. Especially as a creator. You know, you hide stuff from people are just going to be all over you. Just even people that don't mean to be. When we first get all over some of these people we get all over, we don't go into the video expecting to get all over them. Sometimes we're just going to review the video, and then sometime halfway through it we snap and we're like, all right, we can't fucking do this. We gotta be honest here. This is stupid, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Eric, let me know when you send that because I don't have my email right up and let me go see if it's over here.
And I have no paranormal experiences, really. I just love the supernatural for some reason.
And guys, I hope you appreciate the sacrifice we're making. When I turned the air conditioner up to go live, it was 80-something in here, now it's 91. I'm dying.
One weird story, though. I wasn't alive yet, but I was conceived in a graveyard. That's a true story.
That's wonderful. That might be too TMI.
I like sharing.
I just checked. I haven't gotten the email from Kumelin yet. From Eric yet, Kumelin. I'm waiting for it. I just brought my email up. Bada boom. Belief in faith could be a key to an experience, but I personally believe, because I'm not exactly that. I don't have huge amounts of faith because of a lot of things that I've dealt with. I look at it as, why would this happen with people? Just real complicated by my theory on religion and faith. But what do you think? So, do you believe belief in faith is key to an experience, or?
No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I believe the less faith you have,
the more open
you are.
A lot of people with less faith or no faith have a more logical thinking and open mind.
Right. The first time I saw things, I didn't believe any of that.
Yeah.
I didn't believe any of it. And I wasn't looking to see it. I didn't want to see it. As a matter of fact, maybe that's why I saw it. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's that lack of faith that might be, I don't know.
Yeah, Kumelin said she's never had a strong belief or faith, and she's experienced a lot of crap.
Yeah.
So, I
have a strong belief in faith now because of other things that have happened. But it took, I'm 36. It took a long time to get there.
A lot of my reasoning for my lack of faith is anger. I'll be honest with you. Anger with losing family.
And I used to be angry, you know, born with a screwed up spine, you know, can't do everything I want in life, and that's God's fault. But see, I got over that. But I got over that for other reasons. And I think everybody has to...
Well, let's get your thought on this, B.
Okay.
R. Williams says, one thing to remember is that Satan is the ruler of this world. Instead of when people say, why does bad things happen, they should be saying, why do good things happen?
No, that's...
He's
absolutely correct.
In this world, the bad so much more out. Like, I literally got in a Facebook argument with somebody this morning because our local newspaper Facebook posted a picture of a tractor at our local Dollar General. And the dude was like, is this news? And I'm like, it's just something lighthearted.
But the question on why do good things happen, that one's simple too. And that's because not all bad things are bad all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. Everything has a free will, and everything can make its own decisions. And because you're predispositioned to evil doesn't mean you're always evil. So good can happen no matter who's in charge. Of course, how do we define good and bad? And you can't define one without the other, and that could go along with it too, yin and yang.
Yeah, I mean, very much. What's good is good, but not what's bad is always bad.
Right.
And good things can be bad. That's a weird concept to think about.
I've had a lot of things happen to me that I thought were good at the time that turned out to be nothing but headaches and nightmares, man. Headaches and nightmares. Like back surgery.
Yeah.
I'd waited all those years for that, and I thought that would be good.
It was good for a little while.
And it was for a little while, but I have permanent nerve damage from years of dealing with it. So I went through a healing process for nothing.
Jennifer Thompson just said, I was brought up in Christianity, but it didn't help me. The church said it was because we are supposed to pray before sleep. It won't help in dreams. WTF. I was never told that until that day. Kumelin says, some bad things are like blessings in disguise, which is very, very true.
That's extremely true.
Like, I wouldn't be with who I am today, where I'm at today, if it wasn't for bad things happening.
Right.
That's exactly what it comes down to. R. Williams says, I have some graphic proofs for you guys to check out, by the way. I'll send them over. Thank you.
Yeah.
Eric sent his email, so I'll go check that. He says we may want to read over it before we... and R. William also says, God uses all things for the eventual good, just my opinion. Again, with me not believing in God, I can't voice an opinion on that.
And me, because I've conversed with demons, the same demon multiple times, and others, in the flesh, I have a hard time not believing in God. You know, I have to believe, because if I saw one half, the other half must be, although I haven't seen it. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not. Jeez.
I'm reading through Eric's email right now, so if Brandon wants to keep talking while I skim through this, just to...
Well, I can't see any of the questions or anything.
Well, I can't either right now.
I think that other air conditioner's dying, man. Can you hear it?
Kumelin said, R. William, I've been so busy I haven't even thought of any graphics for these guys. These bros.
Yeah, we were actually gonna talk to you about that.
I emailed. She emailed us. So I emailed her back.
Did you email her back finally?
Okay.
We didn't know what to ask you.
So I'm gonna copy and paste this to Word, so Brandon can see questions, and I can still read this.
Yes, because if I'm gonna be filling up the time while he reads, he puts on his thinking cap,
which is never a good thing when I put on a thinking cap.
Got to figure out those letters.
I need to find my word pad. There it is.
And I have never believed in the paranormal. Is that... Oh.
That's Eric that just sent us this. Did you get my email, Kumelin?
Oh, you don't apologize.
Yeah, you have no reason to be sorry.
Boy,
I'm just making sure you got the email.
Yeah, if you are offering to do something for us out of the goodness of your heart...
Take your precious, sweet time.
Yeah, don't ever feel rushed. I mean, yeah, there's just no reason to. But what were we talking about? What was I talking about here? I forgot. We get off
religion.
Topic. Religion, God.
Faith. Where's Waldo?
Alright, guys, I didn't believe in God.
Waldo today?
I don't know.
It's weird.
Where is he, though?
I don't know. Nebraska.
Somebody give Waldo a call and see if they can get him on Skype for us. Okay, religion. Yes, faith is hard to have because there's no evidence of anything. And that's really, really hard. But as far as people not experiencing the paranormal and stuff like that, I want to bring up something else. When we're born, we all have more senses. We can see more things. Kids see things that aren't there all the time. Kids talk to things that aren't there all the time. Sometimes they are imaginary. Sometimes they're not. But when children start school, and even before that, we start indoctrinating them that these things are not real. Now, when Columbus sailed to the New World, the Native Americans could see these ships. Well, these Native Americans couldn't see these ships on the horizon, is what I'm going to say. these things were so foreign to them. It's something that was so foreign to them that they couldn't even see it. Now think about that. They couldn't see it till they were almost to them. If we're telling people these things don't exist, what if they're looking right at them and they don't know? That's obviously something that really can happen. It's been documented. And I think that has a lot to do with it. I really do. You indoctrinate somebody that something's not real, that's what they believe. All of our beliefs are shaped by our indoctrination through school. You know, and a lot of them are wrong. And a lot of them have been proven wrong, and a lot of them are currently being proven wrong.
That's a weird experience, Eric.
Okay. Oh, I didn't see this. Have y'all seen that video about the portal in, I think it was Japan? It was over a mountain. If so, what was that? Man-made, natural. Ooh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Let's see if I can find it.
And Camellan, yeah, email us.
Yeah,
anything. Okay. And what? So, I mean, what do you guys think of that? The indoctrination. The fact that if something's that foreign to you, sometimes you really can't perceive it. Anybody else have any ideas there? I mean, because that's my personal opinion.
Do you know when it was, Jennifer, that video came out, or when you saw it, or just trying to get a time frame of when what to search for? Hey, apparently we're live right now.
Cool.
It must be this one.
Oh, where?
We're live on YouTube, silly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
She doesn't always get the sarcasm we put down. Don't mind her.
I am gullible.
I think I found it. I got a mini Stargate portal in I can't pronounce that word. Volcano, Japan. Must see. It was posted a year ago. Apparently, it's up to 3 years old. So 2013, it looks like.
I have not seen this one yet. Oh.
All right, Eric, I got a question. Do you want us to share names and stuff on this story? Do you want us to read this story right now?
Yeah, Mark. It's just like children with imaginary friends, and you know, a lot of times paranormal investigators end up in houses where children have imaginary friends, and there's a reason for that. And you know, sometimes I really do think they're just imaginary friends.
Well, you know what, guys? I think we're gonna watch this video together.
Oh, new video.
New video. So just give me a second. I gotta.
And I mean, in the future, should we just call this "B and Rick Go Live"? Let's bullshit. I mean, do you guys have a better title maybe than just, "Hey, we're live. We're looking at this random thing"? Because that's pretty much what we're doing. We're just having roundtable discussion. Roundhouse. Roadhouse. They're remaking Roadhouse.
I heard. It's stupid.
Oh.
Why are you not? Okay. So, we're gonna watch this video. I'm gonna mute it because I don't want to hear what they say. We'll throw a link down in the description of this.
And this is our first time seeing it.
Yeah, we haven't watched this yet, so...
I mean, obviously, you guys know that. You've been part of the conversation.
R. Williams says, the B and Rick Go Live and Bullshit show. I love it. Alright. So, we're going to watch this live with you. Let's see what we can find. Stop.
I don't want to stop.
Oh, that's... Okay, we're not... Okay, so...
What's going on with it?
I don't know. So, it looked like there's a light down here. I'm not sure what that is.
I see smoke.
There's it's a volcano back here.
Well, yeah, I get that.
There's light there.
But that light's on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like it's on a pole.
That's light from the eruption. This was during an eruption, I take it, right?
I'm not sure. I gotta read.
The mini Stargate portal. And if this is not during an eruption... Oh, okay. This gets weirder as it goes, doesn't it?
I mean, we're not going to watch all 6 minutes. I may skip ahead of here a little bit. Wow. That's really oddly bright.
Super bright.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I say anything. Yeah, if you want to research this up a little more, then and send us some information on it, see what you can find out. We'll look deeper into it as well, Jennifer.
And I'd like to know what was going on that time of day, what the weather was like, what the temperature was like.
Yeah, that's definitely
what the barometric pressure was like. I'd like to know all of that.
That's definitely not a normal light.
No, that's not.
And I mean, this looks like it's time lapsed, honestly, with the movement of the clouds or smoke or what have you. And I'm trying to see if I can see any cars or anything moving along. What was that? You see that?
I didn't see it.
Watch right here. In.
Oh, yeah,
and then
I do see that. What the hell?
It goes all the way out. What the hell is that?
Do you guys see what we're looking at?
It goes out.
Watch for a dotted line to the right of your screen.
Goes back in.
It's a light.
And goes back out and comes out to here.
Is it? Almost looks like electricity running down a wire and back. You know, like skipping.
W.M. Horace says, "Well, highly doubt someone lit up a block of magnesium." But like, now I'm focused on what that thing was that shot. What is this? Why is that there? That's an ad.
Yeah, we don't need the ad.
But it goes out.
It goes way out.
Yeah. Let's go back.
Oh, did you see that? Watch over here.
I'm going back because it goes in.
Watch all the way over here. You've
Goes
seen that
all the way back out. Goes
Keep
out.
watching. See it?
Yeah, and it lights up down here.
It lights up down. It's behind these trees. I think those are trees.
Okay, we're gonna pause.
Or fog. And it lights up all the way to the right of the screen.
Yeah, I saw that there were a bunch of other videos of it. Threpwood, I'm not sure if it's a car. It may be a car, but that's a really odd light form for a car.
And there's no way for us to tell how fast it's going, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't know
the nature of the photography.
Yeah. I mean, it very well could be a car. Wow, I just sent you guys into Inception here. Hold on. Let me get rid of that.
Well, they're going to watch a video within the video, within the video, within the video, within the video?
Yeah, that was what was just happening. Sorry about that.
As long as there's something to kick them awake, man.
It does seem like it was time-lapsed with the... That's a real good find. We're going to have to look way more into that. It does look like it's time-lapsed with the way the clouds and stuff were moving in the background.
Which could make it a car, for sure.
Hashtag YouTube Inception. So if it could have actually, depending on the time lapse, it could have been multiple cars, could have been one car. We don't know. We don't know the history behind the video. Jennifer just brought this up to us, so I'm real intrigued with it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look more into that. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'd like to find out for sure if it's time lapse.
I'm gonna bring this over here and
time lapse car is probably the best theory, but if it's not time lapse, it moves far too fast to be a car.
I mean, I'm watching more. Like, it's still happening.
Does it keep happening?
Yeah.
See, well, I think that makes it less likely a portal, though, and more likely something that we're doing. See, when we see things supernatural, we don't usually
get to see it vibrate?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not watching it on live anymore, so.
Yeah, we're watching it and talking.
I saw images of the city in the sky. Did you see the city in the sky?
I saw images of the city in the sky from years ago, and I saw the newest ones as well. Yes, yeah. Over China, and there's lots of cities in the sky. Apparently over in China, it happens over there a lot. Maybe it's Shangri-La.
Maybe.
I mean, we don't know. Could be anything.
Could be koala bears.
It could be heaven.
It could be.
Maybe heaven just looks like a regular city floating in the clouds. We don't know.
It could be Atlantis.
That's true too.
Well, we don't know. Nobody knows what happened to Atlantis. Nobody knows if Atlantis was even real.
But when they say that it's mirage, I do wanna point out that a lot of people do debunking on the mirage, and if you look at the city in the clouds versus the city that it's above, none of the buildings match.
I officially love this live thing. Because people like Kumelin here and what Jennifer just did for us can bring up things. China had an airport shut down because of a UFO and there's video. I think it's 2013. So these are things we can look into.
Awesome. Well, and China's not the only place that's had an airport shut down. Actually, airports shutting down over UFOs is more common than people think. They just don't generally report on it.
Hey, Bada Boom spelled my name right. Way to go. Eric, are you still in here?
Let's sling some bullshit. That I like. We could just be little cartoon monkeys and we could have poo in our hands.
Somebody animate that.
The B and Rick throw poo hour.
So apparently hour and a half is where we're going at right now. The Rick monkey has to have a beard. Just let's throw that out there. I'm fully bearded.
I want red eyes and demon horns.
I just want to be a monkey with a beard.
A monkey with red eyes and demon horns.
I just want to be a monkey with a beard. That's really all I want in my life.
A monkey with a beard. You are a monkey.
With a beard.
That's not really a beard if you're a monkey, though. It needs to be longer.
I have to keep it trimmed for work. Nobody wants hair in there.
Alright, guys, sorry. Sorry, we get distracted.
But, Eric... Okay. Welcome back. Do you want us to read this now, or do you want us to go over it more? Do you want us to take people's names out? How do you want us to go about telling this story? Because I'm very intrigued in this story and what it might be.
I haven't read it yet. I'm waiting.
It looks like some anthracite coal got hit. I mean, if there was an eruption and there was something there that could react with...
It'd have to be a lot of coal. Because I've seen coal mines on fire and stuff, and it doesn't look like that. Right, I mean, it is a possibility.
All right, buddy. We'll see you when you get back. I don't know how much longer we're going to be back on. I do have to work today. But, yeah, go ahead and send those graphics. We'll take a look at them, see what we think. Hell, we may throw them up on here and see what people think of them.
Yeah, I mean...
If you're okay with that.
And anybody that's out there helping us with graphics and stuff, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Anything. Even throwing these videos our way, showing us stuff to look at. That's what we want. We want you guys involved.
Oh, and by the way, I did set up a Patreon account. I don't care if people are donating or not at this point, but the Patreon account, its sole purpose is for us to get equipment
to investigate
for better videos. So I'm not trying to make a profit or anything. I did want to throw that out in case anybody wants to look it up. We'll put a link in the description as well.
Did you edit that?
I changed it.
Okay.
I have the first one set up. We're looking for $1,000 for camera and stuff.
Having lived at the base of Mount Rainier for over 6 years, I saw all sorts of odd weather phenomenon over the Cap. Not that the light was that, but other cloud formations. Yeah, there are a lot of weird things that happen around volcanoes.
And that's why I said I'd like to know the barometric pressure and the temperature and everything else. Because there are other phenomena that can explain it naturally. And so many things can be explained naturally. And I don't want people thinking that because we're debunking all this stuff that we don't believe.
Because we do.
Because we know. I mean, it's more than belief with some things. We've seen it. But I'm still going to sit here and debunk everything that looks fake to me. Because it pisses me off.
Kumelin's going to try to make monkey PNGs for us.
Awesome.
So, Eric, I'm going to go ahead and read this story out. Brandon...
The flying monkeys.
I don't want to be a flying... I wrote a whole paper.
But there's a Mandela effect about the flying monkeys.
Yeah, but I wrote a whole paper in high school about how the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz were a misunderstood character in the whole book and movie series. Like, I
personally would like to hear that paper. How about you guys?
I don't have it. Do you know how long ago that was? I wrote it in a 60-minute period before my English class, turned it in, and the teacher sent it out to get published. I haven't seen it since.
I didn't do homework because I was teaching most of my classes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and read this story from Eric. Brandon hasn't heard it yet, so it's his first time. It's real interesting, and we can take your guys' opinions on it.
We'll catch up on comments after the story.
Yep, so just hold tight. So it starts off with, "Hey guys, your theory on BEK's brain death with them made me want to tell you about something that happened to two of my friends and I when we were about 16. As some backstory, there's a road in Colorado that the kids refer to as Third Bridge. It's just out Quincy Road past Highway E470. Well, one night my friends Stephen, Lenny, and I decided to go out and see what haunted things actually happened out on the bridge. To this day, I'm not sure exactly what it was that we saw. We found the supposed haunted bridge, and we stopped to decide if we should look around. I'm really bad at reading, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you did it.
If we should just turn back because my friend Lenny was getting a real bad vibe. I was scanning the crest of the small hills around where we were parked. I saw a figure that looked very much like that of a large dog or a horse. Again, I'm not exactly sure what I saw, but I pointed it out to my friends, and we were just overpowered with this horrible sense of dread. I decided it was high time for us to leave, and in a very quick manner, 100 miles per hour on a dirt road. As we were rushing back to civilization, my car's windows were icing over from the inside, and my friend Lenny was in the back seat, just in the fetal position, crying his eyes out, according to my friend Moffat. According to my friend Moffat, the figure that we saw was running along in the shadows about 100 feet from the car. Nothing else happened that night, but the part that made me want to tell you guys about this is that within 2 weeks from this encounter, my father had a completely random heart attack that took his life. Eric gave me the name. I'm not going to say it on the channel, but we can look into it. Also, my friend Moffat's grandmother was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of cancer that took her life, and my friend Lenny's aunt passed away from a stroke, all within 2 weeks of seeing this figure. We don't know exactly what it was, but it seems the most accurate description of what we saw is a hellhound. I'm not sure that is what we saw, but it is the closest I've been able to find from it.
That could be. And that's another thing. I was going to get into this earlier, but questions distracted us. When Rick talked about them being the harbingers of death, I did want to mention that if they are the harbingers of death, the reason that we're not all seeing black-eyed children all the time is probably because they show up different.
Yeah.
I mean, you were looking for black-eyed kids.
At the time.
So that's what you saw.
Because we were just getting ready to do our podcast on the black-eyed kids, so we've been researching hard for well over a week on this topic.
And trust me, when I say certain supernatural entities can change shape instantly.
This kind of reminds me of one of my stories. Not the death aspect.
I'm sorry. I'm fascinated by the windows icing.
Yeah, that's really weird.
That's got me because I've never seen that happen. I've had a lot of crazy shit happen to me, and I've never ever seen windows ice up like that. Of course, when I'm in a car, all the windows fog up because my body temperature runs about 3 degrees higher than everyone else's, and I'm not feverish. I just have a much higher body temperature. We don't know why. It's nothing bad, but I fog up windows. So seeing windows ice up like that, I would love to see that and be there to experience it.
Hellhound could be if it was a large dog, Hellhound could be a very accurate description of what that would be. But again, if they're bringers of death, collectors of souls, what have you, my theory is those things were bound to happen anyways. Right. And that's why they were there.
Right.
Or so, whatever it was there.
Which doesn't make them evil. But with his story, what makes his different is it chased him.
Yeah.
And we've had, alright, like the graveyard we were talking about earlier, where we thought we found the Bigfoot nest.
Yeah.
People have talked about there being a protector of that cemetery.
Oh.
And chasing them out and stuff. And Rick is one of those people. And that's why we were like, oh, Bigfoot's the protector. This makes perfect sense. But we've never been sure of that,
in the same
obviously.
Vein, let me... 8 years. It's been 8 years since that happened to him.
I would like to go where that happened.
Yeah, me too.
See, I have no problem going out and using myself as bait. If any of you haven't noticed, I have too little fear for my own good.
But quick story. When I first, I'm not originally from this area. I moved up here from Florida, from down south. When I first moved up here and started making friends, I was about 17 years old. And people I were making friends with was like,
go check it out.
Let's go to this place. You'll like it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Awesome. So we all had flashlights, and we had 2 cars that went up with us. There were 7 of us that went up. And we go into the cemetery, and we're walking around with our flashlights. We get probably 15 to 20 feet into the cemetery, towards that back gate. You know, the old gate, not the newer gate. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And our flashlights die. Just dead. Couldn't turn it back. Like every flashlight we had, we were flipping it on and off. In the back corner, towards the way we were going, I saw a red dot. Mind you, there is no electricity at this graveyard.
Right.
None.
No.
It is a very old coal mining graveyard.
And guys, it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's not even a town there anymore because the whole town died. That's why the graveyard's there.
Yeah. But so that was weird. There were like two red lights out there, which was odd. But I pulled out my Zippo and I lit it up so I could see. My Zippo had never been blown out before, and it got blown out. So we're like, okay, it's time to go because this is weird. Well, as we turn around to leave, you start hearing something like running around the graveyard. I'm not sure if it was chasing us or whatever. So my friends, these guys were like, okay, we're out. We're gone. Well, I'm like, okay, they were my ride, so I had to keep up with them. I tripped. There was nothing there to trip over. I got back up and got in the car. We're driving out the forest road, heading to the main road. You could still see that red light behind us. We get about a mile outside of where that graveyard is. All the flashlights kick back on. Red light's gone. We get back to my friend's house, and I'm like, my ribs really hurt. They hurt really bad. So he was like, lift up the side of your shirt. I want to see if you bruised yourself or something. So I lift up the side of my shirt, and there are 7 scratches, parallel lines going down my rib cage.
And guys, Rick, I'm just going to throw this out there. Rick seems to be a scratch magnet.
Yeah.
We were sitting in my house doing an EVP session when it started saying stuff like scratch, and we were like, oh, you want to scratch somebody? And sure enough, it did.
It scratched me. Do we still have a picture of that?
Yeah, we probably do. We just got to pull it out.
Yeah. Eric says, it just gets to me because of how Lenny reacted. He doesn't get that way. He is 2nd degree black belt and is never scared of anything ever.
And when you see something like that for the first time, and I don't know what that was, whether that was a hellhound or some other supernatural entity, but when you see something that your brain can't wrap itself around, especially the first time, that's what it does to you. It scares you on levels that you've never been scared. And that's why I don't have a lot of fear now, is because I've seen things that really scare me. So normal things just don't scare me anymore. You know, but maybe that's good. I mean, once you've hit that level of fear once. Ooh.
That one's cool. We're looking at the picture, the graphics that R. Williams sent us. I'm going to post them up on those are awesome.
I like that one.
I really like this one. I'm going to show this one.
Like the old ears. The antenna ears.
Because it's like Monster Cast.
Yeah. Alright guys, sorry. Like we said, we get distracted easy when we go live. Of course, we get distracted easy on our regular videos and we don't edit those either. So.
Editing is not our forte.
You go into a form of shock. Yes, that's exactly what happens.
Okay guys, let us know what you think of this. It's a PNG file. There we go. I really like that one. We got a couple other ones to show.
Yeah, we'll put a few on here.
I got to change.
I like this one for MonsterCast though. It's simple. It's sweet. It's to the point. So stuff like this is great. I also can't wait to see the monkeys from Camella.
I do think it needs eyes though. Some form of eyes.
Eyes?
Eyes. It needs eyes.
And if somebody wants to make me a blind brick or a blind brick wall or something, that'd be great too.
So I think, see, Kumelin says it needs eyes too.
But these are awesome.
Threpwood,
I want to say that whether we say it needs eyes or not, these are awesome.
Threpwood said, I know the feeling, saw a spirit of a man with a face that was yellow. It looked like he had jaundice.
Ooh.
That's weird.
That'd be freaky.
Yeah. Alright, we're going to look at one of the other ones. Hopefully it'll be able to show up. Kirby with antennae. It's not Kirby!
Oh no, you know it's not Kirby, it's an alien. Everybody goes to aliens, it's an alien.
I like
it. It has antennae. You know it's from space.
I like this one too. I hope this one will show up because it's black. But if it doesn't show up, I'll find a way to lighten it up. Yeah, it's not going to show up. So, how do I change my background?
I would guess you'd make it not black.
I can't. I don't know how.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Settings.
So where were we?
I don't.
Hellhounds. We've never discussed hellhounds.
We haven't.
We've never even really delved into hellhounds. Even I haven't really delved into hellhounds. So, I'm going to throw this out there. If anybody sees anything about hellhounds they want us to look at, email it to us or whatever. We'll...
It's such a cool logo if I could ever get it up.
Yeah, we are super tech savvy.
Yeah, if you can't tell.
We're the most tech savvy rednecks you'll ever meet. That might be true.
Yeah, right? It's possible.
It's not so much the tech savviness even, it's just that we haven't had a lot of time to... We play with these when we use them, but we haven't had a lot of time to just play with these programs and learn them.
Yeah.
Otherwise. Which is unfortunate, but...
So literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to save a white background, put it on the background,
And when we started doing this, we weren't doing it for video production quality. We were just going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
We have a decent mic, and that's all it was going to be. But the more we see that people want to see, something real, or at least something really being attempted.
Eric, we're very, very, very interested in any other stories you have.
That one is...
That one's...
The ice on the inside of the windows... That's chilling.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. You're such a jerk.
But no, for real though. I've never... That's a little detail that I've never really heard, and it just seems like such an innocuous thing to just randomly put in a story that it had to have happened, and I'd love to see it. I'm rambling. Sorry, guys. It's hot.
All right, we're going to change...
We're at 93 now in the home.
So this is the other one that was made. That one's really cool, too.
I like that one. That one has eyes.
That one does have eyes.
I really like that.
That's really cool. I like the fact that it's a TV.
And the little antenna on top of everything, that's nice, too.
Yeah, I do like the antennas. And we have one more that he sent us. These are rough drafts. We can have him change anything.
And it's good to... I like doing it this way, getting everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
We go... I mean, we like them.
Yeah. But it's not about just us. You guys are part of this little family organization we have here, too, so...
Now, let's not get it twisted. If I decide to do something I don't think anyone's going to like, I'm still going to do it. But we'd rather you guys like it.
Yeah. And here's the last one that he sent us. I really, really, really like these.
I do too.
Yeah, Eric, what time of year did that happen?
That's a great question.
Yeah, we can use both. We need to get one for WTF Paranormal as well. A new one.
I would like to... I mean, there's a lot of things I would like to do. I need to teach myself to do some of this stuff, too, while I've got all this time.
The problem with these is I think they need to be a different color.
Because you like to use black?
That's just what the thing gives me. So it was very early fall, late summer. So it shouldn't have been... I mean, you were in Colorado. Temperatures...
It should not have been icy.
It should not have been ice cold, but I'm not...
With multiple people in the car, and like he said, one of them was fairly big, right?
Well, we have that red and green, that maroon red and lime green thing that I really, really, really like.
I tried to go with a real nice light purple and pink, but Rick said it wasn't manly enough.
I did not say that. A prick trying to cross the street using a blind man's cane.
That's hilarious.
Oh.
Oh, man. Trying to... Sorry, guys.
Somebody animate that. With the little glasses on.
Well, but then I wanted to pull out, right? And I wanted to pull out, and I want there to be a portal in the sky with demonic sky squids coming through and attacking as this poor blind brick tries to cross the street.
What about space jellyfish?
Well, the portals are going to look like space jellyfish, silly. The portals are space jellyfish.
He said 100% should not have been ice, and yes, I am fairly big. We've done this for almost 2 hours today, guys. Wow.
But that's because we're talking.
Yeah, this is awesome.
But yeah, I mean, and like I said, I'm a big guy too. Not only am I, well, I'm not huge, but I'm a bigger guy. And like I said, my temperature runs higher. And I know that's just not the way it works. Bigger guys produce steam. They produce heat. They don't produce ice, which is crazy. And I mean, even if somebody was somehow producing cold, they wouldn't produce ice. Was it? I forgot already. Was it day or night when this happened? Eric, was this in the middle of the day, or was this at night?
Sorry, there's a delay.
Yeah, I know.
Between us and them, and I'm looking something up. Multitasking, I'm not good at it. Dude, I'm running very hot right now.
At least we have a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry if our talking is slowing down. Like we said, it's very hot and just starting to really, not feel very nice in here.
You said it was night.
It was at night, okay. And you guys could see this at night too. Did you get any indication of color? Or did it just look black because it was night? That would be something I'd be interested in. If you had to say, because I know you said horse in there, if you had to compare it to something like just an average horse, we're not talking Clydesdale or anything, hand height. These are all questions I would definitely like to have answered, because I'm going to research more into it, and I would definitely like to see, just as many details as I can get.
That's so weird.
Like, we had to scrape ice off the inside windows when we got back into town. It's crazy. I would love to know the night. I'd like to go back and look at the weather that day. And that's the thing. Anybody that wants us to look into anything, did you have the air on in the car? But yeah, anybody that wants to go back and look up anything for us, anything you want us to look into, the more information we have, and I do mean the more information, it doesn't matter if it's something as small as how hot or cold was it outside. This all matters when you're investigating something seriously, when you're actually trying to find an answer. Now, if you're just using confirmation bias and looking for the answer that you want, it doesn't really matter. But even cold air would melt ice. That's true. Yeah, anything warmer than the ice is gonna melt it.
No. It was standing slightly taller than the roughly 5.5 foot trees it was next to. So.
And this question's gonna sound weird too, but were any of you acting funny in the car? Because I know you said you saw it chasing you, but
his one friend was in the backseat
curled up. But that's a normal reaction to what they saw. I mean funny as in, because why would it be sapping the car? why would it be sapping the heat out of the car if it was chasing the car?
Energy.
How?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. How would it be getting the heat from the car? It almost seems like something was in the car.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Besides, I believe his name was Lenny? Maybe Moffat. Was there anybody else acting strange, a little abnormal?
And I'm not saying there was a possession. God, I would hope there was no possession. I'm just curious if something was in the car with you, possibly. That's all.
He said had the heater on as to not have the windshield iced over. I mean,
Which makes perfect sense. That's exactly what any of us would do.
and see, this is good because we're able, and these guys are able to ask the question.
Right. And these are all questions that...
Yeah, but besides Lenny having that very funny reaction of him crying in the backseat, was there anything else that struck you odd about any of your other friends or yourself that might have been there?
Anybody acting funny, anybody acting more than just shell-shocked. Because, you know, shell-shocked would be probably the best term for it. Just anybody just not acting quite right. Saying weird things or staring off into space, not responsive. But see, these are all things that could happen anyway.
Yeah.
So they're hard questions to answer.
I mean, anything like that. I mean, and it was 8 years ago, so I understand if things might be a little foggy. Well, I'm going to give you guys about 9 more minutes, and then I got to start getting ready for work.
And plus, that'll be
2 hours.
Straight hours. Was the car acting up besides the ice? Very, very good question. Any
With sputtering, backfiring.
shaking?
Yeah.
Tires feel funny?
Pulling to one side or the other, anything like that.
Maybe feeling weighted down somewhere where it shouldn't feel weighted
Yeah.
down?
Lenny was acting off before they actually saw the figure.
Okay. Oh, wait. He started acting that way before you'd seen it?
Like he said, going through the story, I can bring it up again because it's still right here. But it's like was getting a really bad vibe. Lenny was getting a really bad vibe before they saw the figure.
See, it could just be that Lenny's sensitive, too.
Yeah, Lenny could be very sensitive.
Like, I think I'm an empath. You could be an empath, dude.
Yeah, we understand it was 8 years ago, so, and these aren't all details we need right now. Just trying to answer as many questions as we can. But yeah, with him, he could just be sensitive, or maybe he had a bad feeling. Maybe something was trying to get in.
Maybe.
Maybe something was in.
Yeah, highly possible.
Doesn't mean it stayed in. Doesn't mean he would have needed an exorcism.
No.
You know.
Was it? This sounds weird, but was it an unnatural progression to the speed that you got to, or can you naturally explain that you got to the 100-mile-an-hour in the stretch that you were at?
Yeah. Do you remember going 0 to 100? Like, do you remember it being in a reasonable amount of time? Write it down. Helps remember details.
You did write it down.
Yeah. Well, he typed it down.
Oh, yeah.
I know what he's saying. When you write something down...
Yeah, it helps jog your memory.
Right.
I know.
You're taking your time to think about every letter.
I know what it feels like to have a wrong vibe about something. Because when we were at the bridge back there was nothing out there, but I had a bad vibe, and I was freaking out.
Oh, that reminds me, Rick. I don't know if I've told you this. We have this old green bridge down by our house, and I had a weird experience there once, and it kind of scared me off for a little while. Well, the funny part is I told other people about it, and then my fiance and I went down there the other day. We got halfway down this old road. It's an old grown-over road that's gated off. We got halfway down it and spray painted on the ground. It said, "If the crickets are making noise, then you're okay." And then we walked about 100 more feet, and spray painted across the road was, "If the crickets have stopped, run."
Interesting.
So I just figured I'd throw that out. I hadn't told you about that. It was just weird. It doesn't mean anything for sure, But it's weird that I had an experience there once
Yeah.
that scared me off, and then somebody wrote that there 15 years later.
So we're on the last 5 minutes. We're on the last 5 minutes of the recording. So, any questions? Any comments? What do you want to do next time?
I believe it was the normal acceleration, but it did seem to take longer to get back to town.
Considering
our
their speed.
But that could just be time dilation as well.
Yeah. When your
adrenaline starts
yeah.
pumping, everything moves in slow motion. This is why people are able to hit balls that are going way faster than, you know.
Yeah.
This is why humans can do the things they can do. Geez, my computer just went crazy.
My phone went crazy a little bit ago.
How would you...
So we're running out of time.
Rick's ride is actually here now.
My girlfriend is here.
Hey.
Betsy, you've got pics to show us. You can go ahead and email them to us. blindbrik@gmail.com.
Let's see. Oh, there's too much. I'll email you guys some more of the normal things. Okay. You have email.
Threpwood, Fantastic Daily has not gotten back to us. We're gonna not talk about him until some of his stuff gets figured out.
And we'll just say we have other people helping us with the real information from him. We'll leave it at that for now, and you guys will hear more about that.
But we are planning on doing more BEK stuff, definitely. We are going to do another experiment. I think the next time we do one is going to be live streamed from here.
Yeah.
With a better camera, better audio, things like that.
And Betsy, we just linked the
our email's right there. So with our last 3 minutes, anything else, guys? Well, we've talked about BEK today. We've talked about portals. We've talked about Cern. We've talked about Mandela Effect.
We've talked about everything. We've talked about demons and hellhounds and
Ouija
ghosts.
boards and Where's Waldo and monkeys.
And Kamalin, I can't wait to see us as monkeys.
Yeah, please make us monkeys. Remember, one has to have a beard.
Give Rick a nice big pronounced forehead too. He'll like that.
Or a camo hat. But no, we are so appreciative of you guys coming out here today to listen. We're going to try to schedule this at least once a week, if not more.
Yeah, I'd do it more if I could. We just need to know. We just need schedules.
Yeah.
And as we grow, those schedules will change. Obviously, 2 months ago, we only had a couple hundred subs, and we were at over 500 as of today.
Yeah.
So we're growing pretty quick now, and we want to thank you guys for that as well.
Bada boom, we're glad you came here to chat with us through this whole thing. We're glad everyone's been here. It's been an excellent 2 hours today. Kumelin has some ideas for monkeys, so that's going to be... I'm scared.
I'm excited.
Oh, it'll be fun.
Eric, very glad to share my experience with people that are understanding the experience. We are glad for you to share them with us. Any other experience you have, go ahead and email them to us.
And we don't want anyone to ever worry about sharing their experiences with us. We'll keep you anonymous if you want. We're not going to pick you apart if you're just sharing a story, so you don't have to worry about us getting on and going debunking this next story. No, we're just going to share them.
Camillin said she crossed the road and she's full of shit.
Yeah.
I didn't see it happen.
Can somebody get me a satellite image of her crossing the road?
Right?
Yeah, we're not going to do that, guys.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But we do like your stories and we do like sharing them. And for the most part, we just know most of you just don't have a reason to lie.
Yeah. So go ahead and send stuff to us. If you don't want us to read it on the channel, you just want to share it with us personally, we'll read it. We'll get back to you with our opinions. We've got about 30 seconds left before I cut this feed off, so...
They're going to be cute.
I hope they are cute. if they're good enough, I'll get one tattooed on me.
Me too. I'll do the tattoos.
I mean,
I am a tattoo artist.
yeah. I'm a cook. He's a tattoo artist. So
you can tell why we do paranormal.
But, alright guys, thank you guys so much for coming out today. We will talk to you next week at the latest, maybe before then, because I have nothing to do during the days right now. Until I go to work.
And if you guys would like me to narrate some stories, I'm more than happy to do that. I would like give us some comments and stuff. Let us know. Do you guys want me to narrate them like I'm telling them from my point of view and just give you names? Do you want me to just read them as they are? Do you want me, give me some info? I'll start doing that.
All right. Share your stories, Kumelin. Eric, we'll look more into this story with you. Any more information you can send us, go ahead and email it to us. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye.
And stay creepy, everybody.